Namaste, my name is Toby, I'm from England, London, England, and I suppose the most significant thing happened in my life was 18 years ago when my mother, whom I was living with, very suddenly died. And she died on the night that I went up to London during the day. I was returning the following day, and she died and I was not there, and I was heartbroken. So, shortly after, the house was sold and I was homeless, so I wanted to get out of England, so I came to India in search of peace of mind. And there began the ashram trail. I spent a lot of time with Sai Baba, who was fairly awesome at the time, but then I found how awesome Amma was, Her Holiness Sri Amritananda Mai Devi in Kerala. So I came to Amma's abode, and she was a great comfort. And I stayed with her at least 3 times, and in search of peace of mind and to find myself. But it didn't seem to work, so I went then on to Pune, to the Osho ashram. I was attuned in Reiki, I did workshops, I read self-help books, I went back to England, and basically I travelled between England, India and Australia. And the search went on, which actually started really, I think the spiritual search started probably in 1966, with the advent of psychedelics and everything, when I was 23. So, I wound up in Rishikesh 6 years ago, almost exactly 6 years ago. And I walked into this place because I saw a sign up, and I saw Great Freedom. Now that sounded pretty good to me, Great Freedom. So I went into the Great Freedom meeting, open meeting, and they showed a short clip of this lady called Candice with a very strong American accent, and I didn't really understand what she was saying. And then afterwards, 2 blokes, one rather fat guy with a rather funny fat guy, and a very pleasant, very optimistic, bald guy, climbed up on the stage, and their names were Adrian and Toby. They were both English. And they had a sort of fairly spaced out look, and I don't know, Adrian was sort of looking like he was looking into the far distance, like the Bedouins do in the Sahara, you know, on a clear day you can see forever, looking. And I thought, well, I don't know what these guys are on, but I wouldn't mind being on what they are. Anyway, I didn't really understand what they were saying, and I went 2 mornings, and then it was the end of the meetings. And a year later in Goa, I happened upon my old friend Devadas, who I'd met a little bit before, through a mutual friend, Gypsy. And he'd been many years with Osho, and he said to me, Toby, I think you should go and listen to this woman Candice. You know, this Great Freedom, it's something very special, and it's growing very fast, and this woman makes a lot of sense. She is maybe the new global guru. So, I decided I'd go back, having checked it out very briefly. I went up at the beginning of the retreat in Rishikesh, and started on day 1, and took some trainings, and really got into it. And then I was told, really, the big breakthrough would be to take the 12, I think they were called the 12 inquiries, now they're the 12 empowements. So, I went through this 12-day process, which was really very special. I got rid of a lot of baggage, and it was very good to talk in front of other people from all walks of life about my story, and I listened to their stories, and it was very cathartic. Then I decided to go on with it, so I went on to I went to Goa, and I went to Dharamsala, Bagsu, and I came to Rishikesh again, and I was really involved in it. And then until from 2008 to 2011, when I went to Goa and I did the whole season, raked the orchard, looked after the orchard, did my seva, my duties, very much got into the community, and then took the 12 empowements for the second time, which really reached down deep and got rid of even more stuff. And then the technique of resting short moments, repeated many times until it becomes automatic, it started to happen. I would just go off, stop thinking, and it was all very clear and very brilliant and rather wonderful, and I had more and more periods of time of this. And then one day, looking at this lovely Swedish teacher, trainer on the stage with the bald Englishman Toby, I suddenly I went off and I went into a state of ongoing bliss, which lasted all that day. I went to sleep, woke up in the morning, looked at myself in the mirror shaving in the morning, loved my reflection, realised I'd met the best friend I'd never really understood, and I suddenly, from that moment on, had a loving relationship with myself, which was very special. And so that period drew to a close. And for the next 2 years I was out doing my thing in Australia and travelling. And then I came back to Rishikesh again this year and continued on where I left off. Really what I can say is that the process of short moments, many times, has now become a way of life. And we have, of course, what was called the four comforts, the four mainstays, which is the credo of balanced view. The practice of short moments, the trainings, taking the trainings, writing out the texts, writing value letters to the teachers, the trainers, and of course the trainers themselves, of which when you take the 12 empowerments you have one mentor, one trainer who, if you ever want advice on anything, you ever just want to get something off your chest, you just email him or her and she gets back to you. And that's the third mainstay. And the fourth one is the community itself, which is basically the Balanced View community is, you might say, it's the global community in microcosm. It's just how people should live and how people should conduct themselves with loving peace, harmony, love and gratitude for yourself, benefit, love and gratitude for all humankind. It's very special. And all I can say is that whatever I did in my life, the only breakthrough I ever had in anything was in Balanced View. And I have found relationship with myself. That is the most important thing you can do in your life, because as it is biblically self, know thyself. That is what you have to do. You have to know yourself. And I've come to know myself and have loved myself, and I look forward to the rest of my life. Namaste.
Thank you.